Well, here we are. Welcome everybody that's joined us online so far up here at the Sevens this afternoon for this UAE Premiership clash between Dubai Exiles and Abu Dhabi Harlequins. Exiles playing in black, Harlequins in white this afternoon, and Harlequins kicking off their two Exiles. Exiles currently 5 from 5 and fighting to stay at the top of the Premiership table. Harlequins just behind them, so this is a top of the table clash this afternoon. Try and keep the gadget issues to a minimum. Hopefully everything will be okay. Bit of a crosswind up here this afternoon at the Seven Stadium. Very, very windy day in the UAE yesterday, especially Dubai. Quite calm this morning, but it seems to have picked up again. Anyway, quick penalty to the Harlequins, looking for 3 points from the off. And it's a perfectly placed kick there, just hanging in the air, drop it over the posts. Harlequin set the scores 3-0. Exiles kicking towards Quins. Justin Walsh kicking for touch, no problem. Tigers have grown this season. However, Exiles managing to maintain their unbeaten run in all competitions. Krell Thomas getting the ball out to Lucas Waddington, who's going to reset. Justin Walsh being smashed there. Taking the ball to ground. Matthew Mills. Bit scrappy, but Exiles managed to retain the ball at the back of the ruck. Waku. And the ball stolen and quick pop, but match official halting the play as he sees it. And it's going to be a scrum down to Exiles. Bit of a head knock for one of the Harlequins players, so we'll stop the clock. Just wait that to resolve itself as both teams bring on the water. Exiles with a strong bench, the finishers for this afternoon's game. Peter Killian, Taz, Lucas Waddington making up the front row for Exiles this afternoon. Matthew Mills is back, having been dancing with COVID for the last couple of weeks. He is now fit to rejoin his team. Also, David again back in the squad. However, he will start on the bench this afternoon. As we said, we've got a strong bench, so we look forward to seeing him coming on later. Hello, Mr. Rivlin. Good to see you with us this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. And Harlequins injury now rejoining. A bit more than a magic sponge on this time, having his head fully wrapped in a bandage. Nothing like making yourself a target. Clock back on. So 4 minutes played, 3-0 Harlequins. Scrum down, Exiles in black with the put in. And we try again. Straight away, Corral off the back. Brad with a dummy run. Pushing the ball out wide. Brilliantly picked up there. I think that was Shauk Dupree's, I can't be sure. Looking to swing the ball back across the park. And picked up by Taz. And Lucas Waddington now running down the edge. Beast of a man, taking 3 or 4 guys to stop him in his tracks there. And straight away, Corral, scrum half for Exiles, is ready. Justin Walsh this time deciding to take a run through the middle of the park. And the chip over. And it's just beyond the reach of the Exiles winger there, but great foresight there. It was a free ball as the play is brought back to the other side of the park. So possession will remain with Exiles. And as you know, if you've got a free ball to play, you might as well try a few little gems. You never know what's going to come off. So it's second chance Sunday now for Exiles, but Justin Walsh is going to kick to touch. And the ball's lost. Kicked into touch, but you could see the ball hanging in the air, just showing how much crosswind is out there this afternoon. I certainly wouldn't want to be the responsible boot for the tries and conversions, and certainly for the throws. Peter Killian, he's up for the try though. Stolen there and taken by Matthew Mills, straight to ground, no problem. It wasn't stolen at all really, was it? It was well taken. And Exiles with another penalty. As Corral sneaks it to Brad. Brad deciding to take on the whole pack of Quins, looking to push the ball out wide. And there it is! There's the try. It was always going to happen. We know the Exiles formula. Push the ball out wide, get it out to one of the safe hands of the centres of the wings, and they are always going to run through and score. 5 points to Exiles. And as I said, there is a bit of a bluster blowing across the park, so let's see how Exiles manage the kick for the extra 2. Anthony Capp and Gareth Bacon making up the second row for Exiles this afternoon up here at the Sevens. Stephen Ferguson also back in the squad this afternoon. He starting on the bench. And the kick is just, I was going to say it was pulled to the right from looking at it up here, but the flags are up, so excellent. 2 points to the Exiles. Exiles 7, Quins 3. Just under 10 minutes played of this first half. Quins now with the restart. Lovely high kick taken by Matthew Mills. Looked like it was going to bounce out, but he managed to keep hold of it. Peter Killian deciding to keep hold of the ball there, and Quins really thumping him in the defence. Lovely run there from Exiles again, but again stopped in the tracks of Harlequins, who have stolen the ball now. Harlequins now inside the Exiles 22 and just spoiling the ball. The knock-on's there, but the advantage is going to be played. Connor Kennedy with the kick to safety. Quite sure what's going on, but we're going to go for the original knock-on. Ignore the advantage, so it's going to be a scrum down, Exiles ball. Ball's moved through the line now. The offload chance was there, but being smashed in the tackle at the same time. Bit of a miscommunication maybe from the centres to the wing. It's going to be a scrum down. Exiles ball. Apele, your captain this afternoon for Exiles, playing in flank. Apele making some fantastic decisions in the previous week's game against Tigers. Kicking when it was the right time to kick and playing the ball when it was the right time to play the ball. But Harlequins now stolen the ball, a bit of a fumble. Not releasing by Exiles, so Harlequins are going to now have a penalty, putting Exiles under a bit of pressure. a long, long ball. Fumble to the floor. Out of the line. It's going to be a scrum down, Exiles ball. Little bit of light relief there for the Exiles. Harlequins, as we know, are dangerous. We can't count them off or count them out when they're so close to the opposition's try line. Maybe an easy let up at this stage of the game. Still, only 14 minutes played of this first half up here at the Sevens Stadium this afternoon. Match official not happy with the scrum. Exiles now with an opportunity to kick the ball long. As I said, the wind is blowing from left to right, but it is slightly downfield for Exiles. So if he gets this right, it's going to be a lovely long kick. And there it is. Fantastic defensive kick there. Peter Killian now with the throw. Matthew Mills looking ready to take. But he wasn't. It was Gareth Bacon who jumped in the air. And the ball picked up there. Fantastic hands from Apelli, the Exiles captain. The ball spilled out. Collected by Harlequins. From here it did look like the ball had actually gone back. Decision made. Well, it's going to be, whatever it was, it's a Harlequins kick. And they're going to plant that ball as far upfield as possible. Some acrobatics there from the young Connor Kennedy. It looked amazing, not quite sure what it achieved. And here go Harlequins now. Exiles scrum momentarily looking like they were holding them back, but they're breaking through. The pressure's on now. Exiles defence really need to get back behind it. Match officials well placed to see what's going on. But he is claiming that one, the ball was held up, but two, he is bringing it back to give Harlequins a second opportunity. And again, Exiles finding themselves under pressure from the Harlequins attack. Calls for a try, match official places the whistle. And again, he is going to check, as he has every right with his assistant referee. And it's not going to be a try on this occasion for Harlequins. But it does look like we have a potential injury as one man stays down on his knee. And he's going to take himself off. No, yeah, he's going to take himself off the side of the park for attention from the physios. So the clock is off. Exiles bench already running the water on. Clock stopped, but we are approaching the 20 minutes of play. How you doing? I'm joined now by Simon Lewis from Hurricanes. He's come to see how Exiles perform. Yeah. Just 7-3.
Good game, good tight game.
Yeah, so far Harlequins are on the front foot here, but I think Justin Walsh now has the ball in hand to try and get Exiles out of trouble for the second time in this first half. And a lovely high hanging ball, but not really giving the desired result as it takes Harlequins into the centre of the park now. Fantastic, fantastic ball. There's the bounce. We're going to play for advantage. No advantage is going to come from that at all. And they're going to bring it back for the knock-on. Again, the match official for the third time in as many minutes conversing with his assistant referee.
So you got a problem keeping up with the game?
Maybe just needs a little bit of confidence to make those decisions. Absolutely no idea why that try was given when very clearly it was a knock-on
and a forward pass
from the Quins and a forward pass confirmed by Simon Lewis himself. So Exiles, we're feeling a little bit cheated there.
Not cheated, hard done by.
Hard done by. We'll take the hard done by decision. I'm sure we'll be playing that back later and laughing.
Exiles don't cheat. Nor do Harlequins. It's hard done by.
There you go, hard done by. Yeah, we like that.
We're going down for some Lucasade. Thank you for your hospitality.
More than welcome. Nice to see you up here on the winners level. Simon Lewis there for Hurricanes, joining in with the commentary.
And deservedly so.
Thanks very much. Take care, guys. I missed that. Was that converted? I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt there. I didn't actually see the conversion result. If someone can note it for me and let me know whether that was, as that would leave Quins 10, Exiles 7, and a crazy decision there to allow the try as Exiles restart the game on 20 minutes. And the very, very quick take there, but all unnecessary as the ball's going to be brought back. Call for a high tackle. Thanks Luke Bettini for updating me on the conversion kick, so I'm going to knock the 2 points off, meaning Quins leading by 1 point, 8-7. and that's what happens when you get distracted up here at the sevens. And that was Hurricanes gameplay all along. Distract the cameraman. Good to see you, Mr. Trevor Bacon. Thanks for joining us. All the way from Northern Ireland. Watching his son Gareth. And there's another knock on. Maybe the match official will miss that one as well. But no, he's playing advantage. Connor Kennedy now. Nothing coming, so he's going to bring it back. It's going to be an Exiles scrum. Exiles with a scrum now, and the pop off to Carell Thomas. The ball was spilled out, and the knock on given. Exiles struggling to find their mojo in the last 10 or 12 minutes, being camped continuously inside their own half. Harlequins very clearly on the front foot. And a domination there from Harlequins. Now an opportunity for them to push the ball out wide, but decided to take it through the centre. Absolutely superb run there from Harlequins. Still with the ball in hand. Exiles caught off guard. And a great offload again. Surely this is a try. Not just yet. Harlequins deciding to take the 3 points. A wise decision at this time in the game. Harlequins with the kick. No problem from that distance, centre to the posts. Harlequins increasing their lead by 3. Harlequins 11, Exiles 7, 26 minutes played of this first half Premiership clash this afternoon up here at the Seven Stadium. Again, Exiles last week found themselves on the lesser side of the points while facing Tigers for a while, until they eventually managed to get their game into gear. But that isn't going to help with schoolboy errors. Harlequins with the scrum, bang on the halfway line. Harlequins on the rampage one more time, but they've spoiled the ball. Is the ball going to bounce nicely? It does! There it is! Absolute luck there for the Exiles. The perfect ball, the perfect kick, the perfect bounce, all three gifting Exiles the try, maybe to make up for what we're still considering what shouldn't have been a try for the Harlequins previously. But with that brings Exiles to 1 point ahead, with the opportunity for a further 2 points depending on the conversion. Exiles do have currently a man down behind the posts. Kicks there, kicks good, flags raised. Exiles with the 2. So with that try and conversion, Exiles now 3 points ahead. But they really, really need to work out how they're going to battle naturally through the Harlequins' defence, and at the same time, how they're going to strengthen that defensive line to stop Harlequins capitalising on the depth of their running, as we've seen. They can certainly put points on the board. Taken by Peter Killian there, with his back turned to the ball as well. Pelly smashing himself into the Harlequins' defence. A lot of shouting and commotion coming from the side by Harlequins. And the match official just calming things down. And there's going to be a quick change of manpower from the Harlequins bench. Welcome everybody that's tuned in to this afternoon's live stream. A bit of unexpected. I wasn't due to be here this afternoon, but I've made it. Let us know where you are in the world. We've already seen Mr. Bacon from Northern Ireland. Where are you tuning in from this afternoon? Let us know, right in the comments. Exiles now finding themselves back inside their 22. Harlequins with the roll. He's going to make it through. How many times does he want to crawl on his knees? Come on, you've just pinged Exiles for that. And he's not going to give the try. Absolutely fair decision there. But Exiles under pressure, needing to fight themselves out of their 22. The ball's been given to Justin Walsh to take care of things. Ball has come in field, well taken, well collected by the Harlequins winger. Ball's been stolen. Gareth Bacon just making sure that the ball is protected. Peter Killian, the wrecking ball himself, throwing himself. Bradawaku, the Kenyan Sevens international player. Ball safely collected by Exiles, and this time the penalty going Exiles' way for the first time in the last 10-12 minutes. Apparently there was a knock-on from Harlequins. Didn't see it myself. But when you're following the ball with a camera, you miss so much of what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Tucking in just inside Exiles' half. Exiles scrum. Corell Thomas now taking it back into the arms of Bradawaku. This time Apelli decides to go for the run through, pull to ground. The ball's been spilled out and stolen by Harlequins. But an infringement means it's going to be another Exiles penalty. 5 minutes left to play of this first half. Exiles 14, Quins 11. Exiles deciding that they want to take the kick and float the ball with the wind. And as you can see, what would ordinarily be a relatively simple kick, but needs the consideration of the wind, even on the low levels. As you can see from the virtual zone flags just at pitch side, the wind is strong. And it's a huge kick, but it's gone to the right. No further points. Virtual Zone being the platinum sponsor of Dubai Exiles for the 2021-2022 season. We are very grateful to have them on board, and without their generous support, rugby would be a lot harder here in the Emirates. And if you heard the clapping and the cheering, that was Matthew Mills underneath the ball there. And due to that huge effort, places Exiles just outside the Harlequins 22 at this time. And Exiles throwing the ball back to the opposition. So Harlequins giving themselves a throw just inside their own half. A couple of minutes to go until the break. I'm sure that will be welcome from both sides. Please stay online and watch our sponsors video. Whilst you're making your cups of tea at home. Good to see we've got such an international audience with us this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Exiles now, what a ball! Connor Kennedy as he pucks it back inside. And again, what an offload. Exciting stuff from the youngsters of the Dubai Exiles. Brilliant hands there from Matthew Mills, and an opportunity for Exiles to reset. And the long ball out wide. And some great passion being shown for Exiles for the first time in the last 5 or 6 minutes. And it's going to be no, he was playing a free ball anyway. I think for a high tackle, possibly. I saw the hand raised. I'm sure this chit-chat could have waited till half-time. We need to keep that ball moving. The momentum is there and it's just killed it. However, it is going to be an Exiles ball. Exiles looking dangerous now. And it looks like Exiles are going to take, or try and take, 3 points. The kick's good, flags are up. And that is going to be the half. Exiles now 17 points to Quins 11. And we will see you for the second half.
Regret isn't like a wound that heals. Regret is a tattoo, a permanent scar. Regret is having an idea for a business that consumes you, stops you from falling asleep, an idea that you believe will shake up the world's most exciting market, an idea that must happen now. And then choosing the wrong people to make it happen. There's a reason 14,000 businesses have chosen Virtue Zone to bring their business ideas to life. Virtue Zone are the UAE's company formation specialists. Licenses, visas, banking, Virtue Zone does it all. They know the game. They've built the networks. They've been copied relentlessly. But they're still number one. Discover why. Virtue Zone. Business setup with no regrets. vz.ae.
To everyone who only sees the worst, we say, look closer. Open your eyes to all that's good. 80 years of keeping people safe has sharpened our eyes to see more than most. And when we're protecting people, premises, and property, our experience helps us spot what others miss. Potential, positivity, progress. That's what we protect today, and it's how we protect tomorrow. Because we see what really matters. We see who we really help. We see how life can be when the world feels secure. Securitas. See a different world.
Welcome back to this UAE Premiership clash between the top of the table guys, Dubai Exiles in black, Harlequins in white. Exiles currently 17 points to Harlequins 11. 40 minutes left to play up here at the Sevens this afternoon on a very, very windy and blustery afternoon. The wind certainly kicked up. I've had to order myself a hot chocolate because it's cold. Lovely hanging ball, well collected there by Harlequins. And the whistle's going to possibly go, but I think it's a bit of advantage being played there because it did look like the ball had been spilled forward by Harlequins in all that mess. No advantage coming, so he is going to bring it back. Great decision there by the match official. Again, letting the advantage play nicely. Nothing really coming for Exiles, so bringing it back. Scrum down, Exiles ball. Oh, what an offload. And it back inside. And he's through. One more. In the corner. There you go. And that is the danger. The danger that we love from the Exiles, from the youngsters. Mix that in with Connor Kennedy. And after a little bit of to-in and throwing the ball going backwards and forwards round the edge of the park, Exiles pretty hard to stop once they're on the momentum. 5 points. So now 22-11, Exiles 11 points clear, and still the opportunity for a further 2. And it's a huge kick, but not quite going where he intended it to go, through the posts. So the score remains. Harlequins, the men in white this afternoon, with the restart, kicking with the wind into the Exiles. Brad spinning the ball out wide yet again. Not able to dance through the Harlequins' defence on this occasion. Justin Walsh. We know when Justin gets those legs pumping, he's pretty difficult to pull down. And that's going to be an Exiles penalty. And that does look like there has been a manpower change, which I missed at half time. Number 16 shirt there, David Gairn, teacher at Nord Anglia School here in Dubai, one of our sponsors as well, has entered the field of play. It does as well this afternoon. So David Gairn will now be taking the line-outs. Peter Killian doing a great job for the first half covering. Also did a great job last week as well while David Gairn was away with COVID. But after all of that and all is said, absolute disastrous throw there from Dave. First one of the afternoon. Couldn't throw a straight arrow, and taking a lot of abuse also from the Exile supporters. So, opportunity for Harlequins now. Scrum down. Hey Biz, how you doing? Good to see you online. Bit disappointed that you're not up here buying me further hot chocolates, but grateful that you've made the effort to tune in this afternoon to come and watch your better half, Lucas Waddington, playing on the front row for Exiles this afternoon. Ball is going to remain in the hands of Harlequins. There is an injury, so we'll stop the clock. John. Go! Joined now by Jean Botez, who is watching from the Sevens this afternoon. John, what are you thinking of the game so far?
Yeah, it's good. It's been a good challenge. Nice watching and playing rugby. We'll have to see how this plan out for the rest of the evening. But yeah, it's a good. We have good support up here. It's always nice to be up at the top, supporting the boys. So it's great.
Thank you very much. Jean Botez there, UAE International and Exiles number 8, having a breather this week.
Copy! Get it, Mills, it's going to the front!
Harlequins with a throw. It's gone exactly where they wanted it to go as they reposition themselves, driving the Exiles defence back, but Exiles really making it difficult for them. Quins winning a penalty in the motion, and the ball's been placed. It looks like the possibility of an opportunity to take 3, and the T-boy running on the park. Six minutes played of this first half, and Harlequins now attempting for penalty 3. And it's a great kick from Harlequins, giving them 3 points to close the cap on Exiles. And to answer your question, Cookies, he's having a breather and a beer. He's doing both. And I'm sure you can hear him cheering the side on in the background.
They scored otherwise it would have been incredible. We won all our scrum, we won their scrum, we won all our
Lovely, lovely high ball from Justin, and that was a foot in touch, spotted by the assistant referee, who was very well placed to see it. Stephen Ferguson now. Stephen Ferguson, obviously coming in off the bench this afternoon, is now in the field of play. And a great addition to the Exiles pack. Stephen Ferguson, the Northern Irishman, who we know, give him the ball, he likes to carry and smash himself through any defensive line, set the ball. Very few mistakes usually made. Now I've said that, let's see what happens. Still everything to play for both teams. 22-14. There's no comfort cushion there for Exiles, and everything to play for Harlequins. Harlequins winning a lot of penalties up here at the Sevens this afternoon. Exiles giving away some silly ones, but there's an offload for Exiles now. But it does look like he was taken into touch or put his foot out, so it's going to be a line out to Harlequins just inside their own 22. So it looks like Harlequins really shaking things up now. A couple of manpower changes going on. Exiles already have played away in Abu Dhabi at the beginning of the season, coming away victorious by 5 or 6 points. Well picked up there by Brad. All the Exiles back line calling for the ball. Low hung pass, but it was picked up. Matthew Mills with the quick pass out again to the wings. Also there to cover his man. Harlequins defence up very, very quickly. Exiles trying to find an opportunity to break the line.
He's on rolling, Red!
Stavo. And again, they go to the other side, look for the dummy pass. Well covered by Harlequins on the edge of the park. Looks like they're going to try and drag him out into touch.
Can't rip it, Red!
Sapelli now having a pop. Gareth Bacon. Lucas Waddington flicking it out wide. Connor Kennedy moving it out again to the wings. And he's through. There it is. There's the 5. And a very well-deserved try there. Exciting the audience up here at the Sevens this afternoon. Kept their cool, kept it simple, zigzagging across the pitch, looking for an opportunity, found the opportunity, 5 points. And with that try taking Exiles 27 to Quins 14.
Kappie, hou op, loop! Draf terug, Kappie, alsjeblieft! Kom, Kappie, hier kom!
Jean there with his best Afrikaans, not even a real language. And the kick's big. And there was a slight pause as they checked, but the ball just failing to make the posts. 52 minutes played. Exiles 27, Quins 14 up here at the Sevens this afternoon for this UAE Premiership clash. And now the restart. Well picked up by Stavo, safe hands. Bit of confidence for Exiles now. Seemed to be lacking in the second quarter of the first half as Harlequins capitalising on a few Exiles mistakes and managing to find their way through, but there was a mistake there from Harlequins. It was a free ball by the looks of it as the match official blows his whistle. But the knock-on or forward pass coming from Exiles, so it will be a scrum down and a Harlequins ball. For those not aware, this match being played at 3 o'clock this afternoon as the Saracens were due to play Exiles 2s. That was postponed by Saracens, I believe, so that will be moved, or that fixture will be moved to another date. and all persons, teams and match officials agreeing to bring the Premiership. And Quins now, opportunity for Quins, but they were thrown into touch by the Exiles defence. However, no advantage coming from earlier infringements. The ball will be brought back, and it's second chance Sunday for the Harlequins to have another run. And with this kick, it will take them inside the Exiles 22. And the ball stolen. Epeli. Covered by Lucas. And a great defensive kick there from the Exiles. Just taking the pressure off a little bit. Giving them room to breathe. Kick there coming from the young Connor Kennedy in the 15 shirt. Harlequins now on the prowl. Harlequins still with the ball. More phases of play. Similar to what was going on for Exiles when they scored their try around 5 minutes ago, but the backhanded pass not coming off. Still maintaining possession. Exiles being a bit naughty. And a third reset for Harlequins to run at the Exiles defence. And a stunning kick from Harlequins, really putting the pressure on the Exiles defence.
We just cleared. What's the score with Australia?
27 Exiles, 14 Quins. There you go. So an opportunity for Harlequins now. And a long pass to the back of the line. Peter Killian just hanging off the back there, ready to cover in case he needs to switch around to the other side, which they go. And surely that's a try. And the match official's arm is raised as they went round the back to the other side. Peter Killian could see what was going on, but just wasn't able to stop the motion of play. 5 points to Harlequins. Further two to the tally for Quins. Taking the scores now, Exiles 27, Quins 21, as we enter the final quarter of the second half. 20 minutes left to play up here at the Sevens this afternoon for this UAE Premiership clash. Kick from Justin. It's going to be a scrum down to Harlequins on the halfway line. I think running ahead of the kicker. Bit of excitement there. Maybe Stavo, because he was up there. Still have Andy Stenhouse, Alex Fowler and a few other to name on the bench for Exiles to come out this afternoon, should they be required. Harlequins now, the chip through, it's long, straight into touch though. Harlequins with a newfound confidence in these last few minutes. Dave again. With the throw for Exiles now. Everybody calling for it, but it's gone long. Tapped back by Peter Killian. Apelli. Pumping the legs. And a high ball. As it goes into touch, but it's going to get pulled back. Harlequins now with the danger once more. A lot of collapsed bodies on the floor there. No doubt Harlequins will look to get that ball wide. But no, he's going to decide to go straight through the middle of the Exiles defence. Not given. Just to the bottom right of your screen, there is a injury being attended to for Exiles.
Copy is fine, copy is fine.
Can't quite see with the shadow who it is on the floor at this stage. We'll get a back of a shirt in a second. It's number 8. I think that's the shirt being worn by Cappy. Seems to be okay, so play will resume. Quins go again. Quins pack really impressing me this afternoon. Really driving the ball hard through the Exiles pack. Exiles seemingly struggling to cope with the forward motions coming from Harlequins, and in the process winning themselves another scrum. As I said earlier, everything to play for both teams this afternoon. It is a top of the table clash and a very close scoreline indeed, and another penalty given to Harlequins. But this time, I was going to say that there was a man down for Harlequins, but he's straight back up on his feet. They want to get this game going. No time to rest, especially when you're on the front foot and you've got the momentum there and you're a few metres off of the Exiles try line. And the scrum being reorganised. David Gann, Lucas Waddington and Peter Killian on the front row now for Exiles. There it is, there's the dominance from the scrum of Quins that's been troubling Exiles this afternoon. Surely this must go over in the corner. It does. Referee not even looking to speak to his assistant referee. He knows it's gone in, and that's another 5 points to Harlequins in the corner. Score Exiles 27, Quins 26. And if Harlequins are successful with this kick, that will take them 1 point ahead with around about 11 minutes to go. This is where we're going to see the ball bend with the wind. There's the bend, and it's just pulled to the right. Exiles retaining a 1 point lead up here at the sevens. Little bit close for comfort for the Exiles home support. Exiles need to be careful to stop giving away silly penalties, silly mistakes. Keep the ball in hand, play some basic running rugby, get the ball wide. We know what they can do, but not to take anything away from Harlequins this afternoon, having a fantastic game, both in attack and defence, really causing problems for Exiles. Apologies for the connection, I've just seen that it's dropped slightly, but hopefully it's just a temporary glitch. David Gann now with the throw. Exiles captain Apelli joining the back of the line. Taken comfortably by Matthew Mills, the man from Northampton. Ooh. Thumping defensive work there from Harlequins. Exiles trying their best to puncture the Harlequins' defence. Interesting pass there from Peter Killian. And the ball is spilled forward. It's picked up by Exiles. Opportunity now. They need to move the ball out wide very, very quickly. We know that they've got the legs around the edge. Deciding to cut inside. He should have passed it out to the edge. Kind of felt there that if he just one more pass would have put our man free around the edge of the park. There was no one else left there. Deciding to cut it inside, but Exiles still with possession. Apelli. Harlequins trying to hold him up. Exiles winning the penalty right in front of the posts. Now this is going to be interesting. What's the decision going to be? Great respect there being shown by Apelli, pulling his man up off the floor, helping him on his way. And Exiles, I think sensibly at this time of the game, looking for the 3. But after this, Exiles need to go again. Harlequins aren't going to rest easy with the last 6 minutes of the game left to play. The 3 points are there and they go back. "30 plays, 26. It's not enough to keep Exiles out of trouble if Harlequins can running another try. Exiles defence really need to remain tight and stop giving away penalties. Ball was almost collected there by Gareth Bacon. But there has been a clash of players. Harlequins winning possession. It's going to be a scrum down. So with 5 minutes to go, can Exiles hang on to their unbeaten record in all competitions this season? Can Harlequins spoil that notion? And Jacques Bernardi, the head coach and director of rugby here. Great work there from Exiles in that scrum, but the Harlequins release the ball. Oh, tackling the wrong player there. Bit of a spoilt pass, but Harlequins still with possession, going for a run across the park. Committed tackle, but I think he's going to find himself on the wrong side of the yellow card there. I'm going to call that as a committed tackle. Everyone else against it is going to say it was a late tackle, but it is a yellow card against Brad Owaku of the Exiles. Exiles now down to 14 men for the remainder of this contest. Dangerous times now for Exiles, everything to play for Harlequins inside the final 4 minutes. Calls for crossing. Oh. And is that a call for the end of the game? Right, then something went wrong with my timer this afternoon. Maybe I didn't stop it or I stopped it too much. I'm not sure, but that is, believe it or not, the end of the game. So in the dying seconds, Exiles going down to 14 men. It looks like Exiles holding on 30 points to Harlequins 26, meaning Exiles hold on to their unbeaten lead in all competitions. And as I said, Exiles 36, Quins 26. Exiles taking the win by 4 points up here at the Sevens this afternoon. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Apologies for the disability of my clock. But hey, that's rugby. This is amateur rugby. I'm a one-man band. I'm allowed to make mistakes. I can say whatever I want, and it's wonderful. And I need to go and get myself a hot chocolate because it is very, very cold. So wherever you are, thank you for joining us. Keep your eye on social media for the balanced games of this 2021-2022 UAE Premiership campaign. And if you want to see some fantastic grassroots rugby up here at the Sevens next weekend, it's the HSBC Rugby Festival Dubai, running from the kiddies with the tag rugby all the way through to the under-19s. Just over 200 teams attending this year, which is absolutely fantastic. We're missing a few teams from the likes of Bahrain and other GCC countries that were unable to attend due to COVID restrictions, but fantastic to see the 200 plus teams that are able to attend locally, and we welcome them with open arms. Held up here at the Dubai 7 Stadium. Committee, a mixture of Dubai Exiles and Dubai Hurricanes. So as I said, thank you very much, and we will see you soon.